Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
I'm tracking a front that's likely to bring us some rain later on today and then some bitterly cold temperatures. I'll show you what to expect.
The holiday travel hustle and bustle, it is here. We are going to show you how things are going at RDU for the people who have a flight to catch.
Neighbors helping neighbors. That's what WRAL's Coats for the Children does. Phone lines are open and volunteers are standing by ready to take your donations, large or small. Just call 919-595-5005.
Or, of course, go to WRAL.com/coats. Every bit helps, and, of course, giving a little can help a lot. Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovingood in for Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Thanks for joining us.
So we have that cold front that's on the way, and it will bring us a small chance of rain this evening and this afternoon.
Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is out on the WRAL weather patio with a look at who might see those light showers.
It could be any of us, really, but there's a slightly better chance that we would see it in our western counties. We check out that satellite and radar, and you can see there's really no rain in the mountains. There's no rain in Tennessee and barely any there in Kentucky. And so that, as it moves across the mountains, typically weakens. And if there's nothing happening there right now, you might assume that, wow, we're really not going to see a whole lot of rain. And that is true. However, as it moves into a slightly moister air mass, which is sitting over us right now, we do have the potential to see some scattered showers. This is lunchtime here. We're looking good. It is cloudy out here. It is cool out here for sure. But then watch what happens as the system crosses the mountains and moves into the Piedmont. There at 5 o'clock, there's a line that begins to develop. There could even be a few rumbles of thunder, especially in our southern counties as this travels eastward. But we get to 7 o'clock and it really starts to fall apart. Notice how it holds together a little bit better down there around Fayetteville, Clinton, and Southern Pines, and it just really falls apart over Durham and Raleigh. So most of us probably won't see any rain, but from Raleigh westward, we could see some, and then maybe a rumble of thunder down in our southern counties. So we're going to give it a 30% chance between around 6 and 9 p.m. And then that's going to be it. It's going to move on out. And then the next story is the cold temperatures. We take a live look at the gardens right now. And of course, it is cool. It is cloudy. 46 degrees is our current temperature. Our weekend outlook, well, today, 51. But then after the front, 48 Saturday and 40 degrees on Sunday. We're going to see Sunday night temperatures dropping into the teens most likely. We'll also take a look at the wind chill. And of course, on a day like today, which is our Coats for the Children telethon, it's very important that we get a lot of people to help kids stay warm.
I'm Brett Neese here in the WRAL Live Center following news out of the U.S. Capitol. This is the U.S. Capitol building. D.C. Congress working right now to avoid a government shutdown. Congress has till midnight to do just that. This is our live look at the Capitol building itself. And some of the updates over the last hour or so include the House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries is talking with House Speaker Mike Johnson about this. Congress has had a couple of different deals in place over the last few days as they work to avoid this shutdown and try to fund the government at least through the holidays. We're going to continue to follow this as it develops here in the WRAL Live Center and keep you updated.
Brett, thank you. Breaking news, 7 people were hospitalized during a chase that ended in a crash in Person County. One of them was a 16-year-old, now in critical condition. Roxborough police say 18-year-old Jameer Jones is suspected of stealing a 1999 Buick from a business. Police found the car in a parking lot, and that's when they say Jones led them on a chase. They say Jones ran a red light when a truck and 2 other vehicles hit the stolen car. Jones and 2 16-year-old passengers were trapped in the car. One of the passengers was flown to the hospital. Jones is charged with 2 felonies related to stealing a car and leading police on a chase. More charges are expected.
A woman was hurt in a shooting in Cary, and this happened last night on Berry Chase Way. That's near the intersection of McCrimmon Parkway and Davis Drive. The woman who was shot was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say this investigation is ongoing, and that's why they want you to reach out to them if you know anything about this. A lawsuit filed this morning claims 3 of the nation's largest banks failed to protect consumers from fraud. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's lawsuit centers on the Zelle app. It claims the company behind Zelle rushed it to use, knowing there were not enough customer safeguards. The lawsuit says Americans have lost more than $870 million because of those failures. It also claims Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, and Wells Fargo failed to properly investigate complaints and even told customers to contact the people who defrauded them to get their money back.
The roads will be busy today. AAA projects that nearly 90% of holiday travelers will be driving to their destinations. You may run into some traffic jams if you're on the road between 1 and 8 p.m. If you need to fill up your tank today, here's what you can expect. AAA released its newest gas price data just after 3 this morning. In Raleigh, the average cost is $2.87 a gallon. That's 10 cents less than what it was this time a year ago. Across North Carolina, it's $2.84. That's 11 cents less than last year. And nationwide is $3.05 a gallon.
If your holiday plans include flying somewhere, prepare to wait in line at the airport. Today is expected to be one of the busiest days for people flying to their destinations. As WRAL's Kelsey Coffey explains, at RDU today, things were kind of busy, kind of slow, and some even witnessed those long lines.
We're seeing long lines here at RDU as folks are checking in to get on their flights to their holiday destinations. RDU is expecting to see peak numbers between today and the Monday after Christmas. We'll take you to video now from earlier this morning. You can see that long line of folks checking in with American Airlines. It seems like that was the busiest airline this morning. We spoke with Clayton Harrington. He's traveling to California. He missed his flight after arriving at the airport 1 hour before takeoff.
Definitely need to be here at least 2 hours early, no doubt. Because if you have to have any assistance, you will stand in that line for a while. And it's the holiday. And it's the holiday, so it's only going to get worse every day.
If you're picking up guests from the airport over the next few days, RDU recommends waiting for them in the cell lot. That's the free parking lot that's right near the rental car area. You can wait for your loved ones there, have them give you a call, and then just pull up to the curb. It's an easy way to avoid all that traffic. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News at RDU.
And that takes us to today's live poll. We're asking, how are you traveling this holiday season? Are you flying? Are you driving? Are you just staying home? Well, you can share your voice right now by scanning that QR code on your screen, or you can head to WRAL.com/yourvoice. This question will be live throughout the afternoon. Tune in at 4 o'clock to see the final results.
Some striking Teamster workers and delivery drivers say they are hitting the picket lines for a second straight day at Amazon facilities nationwide. With Christmas now just 5 days away, there are questions as to how those last-minute Amazon holiday gift deliveries could be impacted. Priya Sridhar is outside one of those facilities in Georgia.
Hey there, we're at day 2 of the Amazon worker strike. The Teamsters are saying this is a historic strike and that thousands of Amazon workers are walking off the job to picket lines like the one that you see behind me here at this facility in Alpharetta, which is about 30 miles north of Atlanta. These people are saying that they want better pay and benefits and that Amazon didn't meet their December 15th deadline to negotiate a new labor contract. But Amazon is firing back and saying that these people are not their employees, rather they're third-party contractors, and that none of this is impacting their operations. They say that the thousands of people that the Teamsters are saying are striking actually represent a very small percentage of the 1.5 million people who work for the retail giant. Now, meanwhile, overnight, we're also learning that Starbucks workers are walking off the job in what they're calling an escalating 5-day strike, beginning with stores in Seattle, Chicago, and Los Angeles, and eventually spreading to other areas. Those workers saying that they're also striking over better wages and other labor disputes. But Starbucks is saying that their union prematurely ended the negotiations. Back to you.
All right, that was Priya Sridhar reporting. We want to show you the stock numbers now. This is incredible. Look at it right now. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 759 points. What a change from the beginning of this week. S&P 500 also in the green. A triple-digit rally up 100 points. NASDAQ also seeing huge gains right now, 340 points. We'll keep monitoring these numbers for you.
You know what time it is. Today is our WRAL Coach for the Children Day of Giving. We are partnering with the Salvation Army to provide warm clothing to families in need. You can drop off new or gently used coats, hats, or sweatshirts to participating Jiffy Lube locations. In fact, that's where we find WRAL's Ken Smith. He is live at the Jiffy Lube location on Western Boulevard in Raleigh as people get ready to drop off donations. How many people have you seen so far this afternoon, Ken?
Just in the last 5 minutes, somebody dropped off a couple of bags of coats. And, any Jiffy Lube location, and once you get to Jiffy Lube, you'll see pods set up. And once these pods are full, these pods will be deposited right to the Salvation Army so people can get sorted and we can go through these coats. Listen, we want you to go shopping in your closet today. That gently used coat that you haven't seen or worn for maybe a year now, those are the kind of coats that we want. You can go to any Jiffy Lube location and drop it off. You will see a box like this right there. You see all those coats that have been dropped off since we've been here this morning and over the last several days. We're talking coats of all shapes, sizes, and colors. And here's the thing. It's not just gently used coats. How about a brand new coat? Can you imagine a little girl going into the Salvation Army, picking this little pink coat with Minnie Mouse on it, and this might be the first coat she's ever owned. And that's what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. The thing is, we're getting a lot of coats donated, but we are in need of those coats that are for infants, and maybe those extra large coats, maybe the 2Xs, the 3Xs, the 4Xs. Any coat that you have in your closet anywhere, it might help. Listen, you're going to Walmart later, you're going to Target later, you don't have those gently used coats. Just like I said, it's not just gently used coats, but the brand new coats as well. You can go to any Jiffy Lube location and drop them off. Listen, we're here at the Jiffy Lube location on Western Boulevard. You can't miss that sign. Like I said, just in the last 5 minutes, this gentleman came by and dropped off 2 bags of coats. You can do the same today. We are counting on you. We live in a very generous community. And what you're offering, you're not just offering families a coat or warm clothing. You're offering families hope, the QR code, the number to call. You don't have maybe a coat to give. Maybe you want to give some money. We will take that to the Salvation Army. Will put that money to good use and offer families a little bit of hope, because it's not just December. We're in for some cold months in January, in February. Mercifully, we'll start really thawing out in March. But you can do your part right now to help so many families who could use a little extra help this holiday season. Chris?
It's a necessary thing that people need right now. Thanks so much, Ken. And again, 919-595-5005. We will have coverage throughout the day, including 2 live specials. 1 p.m. is our first special, and then 7 o'clock tonight is the next one. Stick with us, and remember, giving a little can help a lot.
Still to come, a live grenade scare. What was believed to be an active explosive shut down the Union County's Sheriff's Office.
Plus, a new plan to avoid a government shutdown. Next at noon, we're going to give you a look at what's now being considered to ensure millions of federal employees are paid.
And here's a live look at our phone bank. Today is our Coats for the Children Day of Giving. We will check back in with an update on the generosity you've shown so far today.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.
A U.S. diplomatic delegation arrived in Damascus, Syria today. This is the first diplomatic mission to the Syrian capital since the fall of dictator Bashar al-Assad. The delegation will meet with the rebel group that is serving as the de facto government in Syria. Those discussions are expected to focus on expectations for a transition to an inclusive Syrian government. According to a State Department spokesperson, they hope to uncover information about the fate of American citizens who disappeared under the Assad regime. A planned news conference from the U.S. delegation today, though, had to be postponed because of security issues.
The Union County Sheriff's Office was briefly shut down last night because of a grenade scare. Investigators say a resident found what they believed was a live grenade in a relative's home. They brought it to the sheriff's office to turn it in. Well, the building was put on lockdown as a precaution because of this. Thankfully, no live explosives were actually found, and the sheriff's office reopened. Authorities say the best thing to do if you find an explosive device, leave it where it is and then call police to help.
The man accused of killing the CEO of United Healthcare may face the death penalty if he's convicted on federal charges. Luigi Mangione made its first appearance in a New York courtroom yesterday. He's facing murder charges on both the federal and state level in the killing of Brian Thompson on a New York street earlier this month. A federal complaint reveals new details about the handwritten notebook authorities found when Mangione was arrested last week. It's said to contain writing that expressed hostility toward the health industry and wealthy executives in particular.
There are new restrictions on drones in New Jersey as people there are worried about unexplained activity. The FAA announced new rules aimed to limit drone flights over power stations and infrastructure. They also require drones to fly no higher than 400 feet in the air. The new rules will be in place until at least January 17th. Officials say there is no public safety or national security threat related to the drone sightings.
Our annual Coats for the Children Day of Giving is here, and our phone bank is open and taking your donations right now. Michelle McConaughey is there now with some hardworking volunteers as well as a donation to announce. Michelle.
Yeah, that's right. We absolutely love our volunteers. I've been in the lobby since 6 o'clock this morning, and we've seen countless volunteers, including who we have right now, Omega Psi 5. We have Quando and Tyler here. We have a bunch of others behind us just taking your phone calls, taking your money. Quando, thank you so much for joining us. This is so important. You guys have been doing this for how long?
We've been doing this for over 20 years, working with WRAL, Coach for the Children.
And what does it mean to you to come back every year and do this?
So this is one of our favorite community engagement activities that we like to do. As you can see, we're fully loaded here at the tables. We've been working for the past 2 hours getting donations, so we love being here.
We love having you here. The phones have been ringing off the hook. They are taking your donations right now. 919-595-5005 is the number to call. But we have a very, very special check from you guys. What do you have?
So we have a special check here on behalf of the men of the Iota Iota chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated for $500 for the WRAL Coach for the Children.
That is absolutely incredible. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And Tyler, what does this mean to you?
This means everything. Be able to donate and give back to the community.
Yeah. I mean, every little bit helps. $500 from you guys is incredible. So thank you so much again. Again, keep calling, please. The number is 919-595-5005. The phone lines are open. They are ready to take your calls. The phones are ringing, and any little bit helps. Again, so far we've raised over $43,000. Let's keep it going.
And
absolutely.
I was just talking with them at 10 o'clock, and they were around 18,000. So to see we have jumped a significant amount, that is so encouraging.
Yeah, it just speaks to the volume of generosity in our community. Michelle, thank you so much. And we could not do it without the wonderful volunteers. Since 6 this morning, we've had waves of volunteers come in and help staff our phone banks. And so they are ready to take your call. Keep those calls coming.
And those coats are a good reminder because obviously at the end of this week, it's a chilly end of the work week, and having a coat is so necessary right now. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is tracking your forecast for you and these cold end of the week.
And we're about to see a big Arctic outbreak come our way. You can see this cold front that's moving into the mountains right now. On the back side of it is some really cold air. We're talking about lows in the teens, high temperature on Sunday right around 40 degrees. So it's going to be really cold behind this. There is going to be some rain with this, but it's not going to be a lot. It's going to be a pretty narrow band that comes through. We'll zoom in here and you can see cloudy skies. It's possible that we would see just a sprinkle between now and around 6 or 7 o'clock, but not likely to see much in terms of rain. We may even see just a little bit of sunshine trying to break through. It's looks like the clouds are starting to thin here in the gardens behind me, but you can see here some holes in the clouds at 5 o'clock. This is not likely something that's going to affect the beginning of the evening commute. We can see that line of rain that moves through. Once it starts to push into our area around 6 or 7 o'clock, it really weakens, except down south. So from Southern Pines to Fayetteville to Clinton, that's where we'll have the best chance of rain and even a rumble of thunder. You can see that shower that's moving through Durham. It may hold together into Wake County and then it's done. So from Goldsboro to Rocky Mount northward, you're not likely to see any rain at all out of this system. Here's another look at the gardens, and it is gray out here. I'm very happy to have this coat, but our temperature is at 46, so it's pretty comfortable just having a coat out here. And that may not be the case on Sunday. So it's really appropriate that we have our Coats for the Children campaign this time of year because you really get the sense of what the need is. And boy, it's going to be really great over the weekend. A great need, not great weather. 46 is our temperature currently. We're looking at a high this afternoon of 52 degrees and a few evening showers. But again, we're looking at some much colder temperatures that come in behind our front. You can see the yellow shaded area. That's where temperatures were near normal. Watch it turn purple as we get into Sunday and Monday. That's temperatures well below normal. On Saturday, looking at 48 degrees for the high temperature and 40 on Sunday. Sunday morning, 23. Monday morning, 19. But take a look at the wind chill that'll go along with this. We're looking looking at a wind chill on Saturday around 35 to maybe 40 degrees. So it's really going to feel chilly. Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, 34. So very close to freezing. And then again, Sunday morning, 23, Monday morning, 19. And there may be a little bit of a wind chill to go along with that as well. The first day of winter is Saturday. That 48 degrees is below normal, though. Our normal high temperature this time of year is in the mid 50s. Of course, it's cold Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But then Tuesday and Wednesday, getting closer to the holiday, temperatures do begin to warm up just a little bit. We do have just a small chance for some showers, potentially late Wednesday night and Thursday. We'll talk a little bit more in detail about that forecast for the holiday coming up.
All right, thank you so much, Elizabeth. Today on WRAL News at 4, the grant Duke Health received to study how female ACL injuries happen and how they are working to prevent it.
Some UNC system schools are addressing PCB contamination on campus. Tonight at 6, WRAL investigates how universities have handled discovery of the toxic chemicals in the past.
Next at noon, the FDA is making it easier for consumers to know if the food they are buying is truly healthy.
Bargains at Big Lots, the deals you can expect as Big Lot stores nationwide hold going out of business sales.
5 on your side is monitoring today's business headlines. November home sales post the biggest annual gain in more than 3 years. Sales of existing homes jumped 4.8% from October. That's according to the National Association of Realtors. Annually, sales were up 6.1% from last November, and that was actually the largest annual gain since the middle of 2021. The figures are based on contracts signed back in September and October. In September, mortgage rates had dropped to an 18-month low. Big Lots is going out of business. The retailer is preparing to close all its stores after filing for bankruptcy back in September. That means the stores are having going out of business sales. Customers seeking out the holiday sales can expect decent discounts, both online and in stores. Big Lots did not say, though, when its sales would end, but did say its goal would be to complete a sale by early January.
The FDA is updating the definition of what it considers healthy foods. It's the first change to the rule in 30 years. Foods labeled healthy will need to have a certain amount of at least one of the major food groups like fruits, vegetables, grains, protein, or dairy. And for the first time, there will be specified limits on saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars. The change means sugary cereals, white bread, sweetened yogurts, and other foods can no longer be called healthy.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $825 million. Folks, that is the 7th biggest jackpot ever. If you elect the cash option, your take home would be more than $382 million. You can watch the drawing right before tonight's 11 o'clock newscast over on WRAL.
And let's give you a live look at our phone bank there in the WRAL lobby on our Coats for the Children Day of Giving. We just showed you that $500 check, and donations are pouring in. We'll give you an update on the generosity we've seen so far next.
And just in case you missed them, we do have your NC Education Lottery numbers right here.
Center. I'm Brett Neese with the latest on Durham Public Schools responsibility zones. They will go into effect on January 21st of next year, and that's all to deal with the bus driver shortage in that school district. The school district says that these responsibility zones will reduce ridership demand by up to 20 school bus routes. That's because 750 elementary school students have requested bus transportation that live inside one of these responsibility zones. It doesn't mean that a student has to walk to school, but it does mean that parents will be responsible to get their kids from and to school when these go into effect. And it's about a mile or so radius around a given school. Of course, we're learning more about these responsibility zones, and we have full coverage of those online right now on WRAL.com.
Brett is monitoring that. This is what we're looking at right now, this countdown clock to the government shutdown. Lawmakers have less than 12 hours to reach a deal to avoid a government shutdown.
So the House rejected a spending bill backed by President-elect Donald Trump. Bree Jackson reports lawmakers are heading back to the negotiating table with little time to spare.
The chaos continues on Capitol Hill.
On this vote, the yeas are 174, the nays are 235, one voting present, two-thirds not being in the affirmative. The rules are not suspended and the bill is not passed.
The House rejecting a plan backed by President-elect Donald Trump to keep the federal government up and running through March 14th. The slimmed-down measure included millions in disaster relief money and aid for farmers, while cutting out pay raises for lawmakers. But
it was ridiculous also to put on the floor a bill to raise the debt limit to an unlimited amount for 2 years. And it should have failed. I'm glad that it failed.
Democrats denounced the influence of Elon Musk, who President-elect Trump picked to cut government spending. The billionaire slammed the original bipartisan spending bill as a steal of your tax dollars.
Before Elon Musk uprooted the agreement. An agreement was reached in good faith between Democrats and Republicans, and that's what we should be voting on. We're the legislative branch of government. Mr. Musk is not the legislature.
As talks continue, some conservatives are demanding more cuts.
I want appropriators and leadership, who are always the ones who are obstacles to actually cutting spending, to pony up and explain why they won't agree to the spending cuts that we said we should put in place.
We're elected to pass a budget. That is what we're constitutionally mandated. The one thing we're actually in the dadgum Constitution is a budget, and we abdicate that duty every time.
Congress must act soon, or a shutdown will go into effect this weekend. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And if the federal government does have to shut down, it means it would be unable to pay its millions of employees, including service members, right before the holidays. And hundreds of thousands of government workers could be furloughed. We are going to be keeping an eye on things in Washington today as that deadline approaches. Tune into our newscasts from 4 to 7:30 this evening for any new information.
Today, a man charged with stabbing another man to death in Raleigh is in jail 26 years after the killing. Police took Eduardo Gonzalez into custody yesterday. He is charged with killing 36-year-old Bernard Walker on Gaston Street in December 1998. Police first linked him to the crime in 2008 when they matched his palm print to one recovered from the scene. But Gonzalez was deported in 2002. U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents in Arizona detained him last month before being transferred to Raleigh police custody yesterday.
We've learned the names of the three men charged after a shooting in Chapel Hill. 19-year-old Fabian Swen, 19-year-old Adrian Milton, and 21-year-old Darius Haley are all charged with attempted murder, among other charges. This is video you'll see only on WRAL. Sky 5 flew over the scene in Orange County, where police took the three men into custody. Chapel Hill police tell us they responded to a call about people breaking and entering into vehicles yesterday, and the men fired shots at witnesses. No one was hurt. Police chased them north into Orange County, where other agencies got involved.
Our County by County coverage takes us to Chatham and Wilson counties. In Chatham County, the public library is launching an adult winter reading bingo challenge. It starts today and runs through February 15th. You can pick up a bingo card at any branch and complete a 5 in a row by reading books that match the themes. Now, if you hit bingo, oh, get this, you'll get a free tote bag. But you must be 18 or older to participate.
Today is our Coats for the Children Day of Giving. WRAL's Durham reporter Monica Casey is live at the American Tobacco campus with a look at donations there. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Renee. Hi, Chris. I am joined by a celebrity, Wooly Bull, here at the American Tobacco campus. We have boxes and barrels like this one scattered throughout this area where you can donate coats. You can also, of course, donate them at any area Jiffy Lube. A reminder that your donation stays in the community where you make it. We need coats of all sizes this year, but especially coats for our really little community members, our infants, our toddlers, and then also those extra large sizes. If it's easier for you to donate monetarily, we do have a QR code on the screen right now that you can scan, and any amount helps. $25 buys a cozy hat or scarf, $50 buys a warm coat, and $250 buys 2 full winter outfits. So lots of options to give. Now, I'm here with Wooly Bull. Wooly, I've got to ask you, so many great opportunities. What do you want for Christmas this year? Oh, there we go. And I know you're a baseball guy, but let's see your slam dunk. Beautiful. Thank you for joining us today, Wooly. A reminder, you can donate all day. Chris, Renee, back to you guys.
Wooly Bull. Wooly Bull. Awesome.
High five for Wooly Bull.
Hi, Wooly. Coach of the children. Everyone's getting in on that today. Today, the Wilson Police Department will give out Christmas presents to children. The Christmas in the South event is happening from 2 to 6 at the Reed Street Community Center. Officers and Santa will give out hundreds of toys that were donated to the department's toy drives. Your time is 12:35. Celebrate the season. When and where you can catch live performances this weekend to put you in the Christmas spirit.
And the number to call, 919-595-5005, to donate to our Coats for the Children effort. We will check back in with our phone bank and the different giving amounts that can help outfit a child with warm winter clothing. Welcome back. There are a ton of fun holiday things to do this weekend in the Triangle.
So let's go ahead and start with the Holiday Night Market in Cary. The Cary Night Market is happening tonight from 5 until 9. You can see a vibrant showcase of locally crafted treasures there, and you'll be able to do that while immersing yourself in a night of music and entertainment. The Cary Night Market is happening in downtown Cary Park if you want to go.
Immerse yourself in this. Triangle Performance Ensemble will present Black Nativity Durham tonight. It's happening at Hillside High School in Durham at 8. Tickets are $20 for general admission. You get a little bit of a discount if you're a senior student or child, $17.
And if you want to listen to some smooth tones this weekend, head on over to the Rialto to see Gene Jolly and the Mistletoes perform. The North Carolina native will hit the stage tomorrow night. That is at 8. Tickets are $30. And for more on these events and more, head on over to WRAL.com and search the words Out and About.
Don't forget, we have Saturday games this weekend in the NFL. Chiefs versus Texans on WRAL and Steelers against the Ravens on Fox 50. And on Sunday at 1 p.m., the Commanders will take on the Eagles on Fox 50. And then on WRAL, you can watch the Buccaneers take on the Cowboys.
Time is 12:39. Christmas is less than a week away. Okay, it's 5 days. You have a calendar, right? We'll show you how recycling your tree can give back to the environment in more ways than one.
Some take a cruise, some take it easy. But two 68-year-old retired dentists are accused of taking something completely different. The two were arrested after a series of retail thefts in Lake Tahoe. One of them lived in a multi-million-dollar home. You can see one is even carrying a Louis Vuitton shoulder bag during the alleged crimes. Investigators say they stole about $1,500 worth of goods in July, August, and November of this year.
Walking around and they were concealing items and then walking out with them. One of the identifying factors that did help the deputy identify them is the silver Lexus that they were driving had a handicap license plate. So that was a little bit more unique.
The women remained on the run until a deputy recognized the luxury SUV earlier this month. The sheriff's office says the pair are from two of the most expensive communities in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Some people on weight management drugs may want to take a holiday break from their medication, but some health experts warn it's a bit more complicated than just taking a pause. Dr. Andre Teixeira says people who wanted to take a break should have started a week ago. The doctor says starting earlier gives your body enough time to adjust without the drug. And once the party is over, he recommends getting back on the weight management medication as soon as possible.
Christmas is 5 days away, and people in Wake County can keep the holiday spirit alive after that by recycling their live Christmas trees. Trees dropped off will be turned into mulch and then strengthen and beautify our park trails all across the county. The program runs from December 26th to January 26th at 8 drop-off locations. Recycling is free, but be sure to remove all decorations first. The convenience centers are open daily from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can find a location near you by going to wake.gov or by simply searching Happy Trails Christmas Tree Recycling Program. Our phone bank is open and volunteers have been busy taking your calls to help with Coats for the Children.
It's a big day. Michelle McConaughey is there now to break down what specifically your money could mean for a child this winter. Michelle, a lot of different things, even fully clothing them for the cold weather.
That's right, Chris. I mean, any little bit counts. We've been saying that all day long, and it really is the truth. We have raised so far today, I just want to start with this, almost $47,000. That is absolutely incredible. We have the phone bank here. Some of our very own WRAL staffers are working the phone lines here. I've seen them ring the bells many times, which is what we want, 919-595-5005. But I want to tell you exactly where your money is going. It all stays local. $25 will buy you a hat, gloves, and a scarf. $50 will buy you a warm coat. $125 buys you a complete warm outfit. $250, 2 complete warm outfits. But again, you don't have to give $250. You can give $25. Any little bit helps to go towards that $47,000 number that we have. We want more. We need more for the Salvation Army. So keep calling in 919-595-5005.
Yes, let's get those phones ringing, and we thank those who have already called in and donated so generously in this effort. We will have coverage throughout the day, including 2 live specials. Michelle, thank you. Coming up at 1 right after our new news and 7 o'clock tonight. Stick with us, and remember, giving just a little can help a lot.
And this is definitely a weekend, at least as we're going at the end of the week, you want to have something warm. It's obviously a little chilly. We have those low 50s we're experiencing today. We've got meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, who is tracking that for you, also with that Arctic blast we're expecting.
Yeah, can you see what happened out here? I mean, the temperature really dropped fast. I mean, we've got snow falling right here, right now. Right? I mean, you know how much of a snow lover I am. I mean, I'll take whatever kind of snow that I can get. We do have mostly cloudy skies, which, you have to have a lot of cloud cover for snow. It is gray out there. Fayetteville, Apex, Raleigh, Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill's courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. We have a cold front coming, and it is definitely going to be cold enough for snow when this cold front comes through. You can see the blue shaded area where we do have some snow falling there. This is sort of the kind of snow that's a bit invisible on the radar, so you just kind of have to, use your imagination here. But the cold front comes swinging on through. I mean, we got some great, big, beautiful flakes falling right here. Even though it looks fairly dry right now, we are going to have some rain that comes in much later on today. So this is a look at this morning. We roll it on out into the afternoon. We may end up seeing just a few holes in the clouds. As a matter of fact, the sky is actually starting to clear just a little bit. And then we're going to have that potential for some showers that roll in between, say, 6 and 9 p.m. And then we're done with it. And then after that, we're going to see a good bit of snow up into the mountains. But travel forecast, I mean, even though I know it's snowing right now, the travel forecast actually is going to be pretty good. It's 20% chance of some rain or maybe a little bit of snow late this evening. And then just a 20% chance on Thursday. Happening soon, winter, yes, winter, here it is. Winter officially begins at 4:20 in the morning tomorrow. And here comes that wintry blast. You can see how the colors turn to blue and then purple as we get into early next week. And it is really going to be cold. Okay, I need to revise my forecast because I had it as a 0% chance of snow, but I mean, here it is. I mean, 65% chance of a white Christmas in Boone, too. So, if you're looking to do a little skiing, as a matter of fact, I mean, you know me and the snow. Here is a look. We can just bask in the glow of the beautiful snow that they are making there in Boone. Of course, this right here is, this is the real stuff. They're making it there in Boone. Actually, that's at Beech Mountain, which is in Banner Elk, but looks beautiful, doesn't it? A lot of people there. By Christmas Eve, it warms up a little bit. We'll see 51 and mostly sunny skies, mostly cloudy for Christmas Day and 54. But we're definitely seeing temperatures closer to normal by the time we get to the holiday, Christmas and Hanukkah, and it stays fairly mild through Thursday as well. But I tell you what, it is really going to be cold. Sunday, a high of 40, overnight low on Sunday night around 19. So, we don't need the fake stuff. I mean, not that any of this was fake, y'all. I mean,
Oh, it's nice to see the snow in
Just
our hearts.
targeted snow perfectly right on Elizabeth.
She has that magic. So, hey, earlier we asked you, how are you traveling this holiday season? Are you flying? Are you driving? Are you staying home? Are you drinking your Ovaltine? Well, the answers are in, and the results are Apparently, no one's flying. We got to get more people on that. A lot of people.
They're all at RDU.
They are all at RDU, apparently.
Okay.
89% people are staying home and 11% people are driving. And of course, we'll continue to collect answers throughout the day so you can share with your friends. This right here, scan that QR code on your screen or head to WRAL.com/yourvoice. We'll update the results during our 4 p.m. newscast.
Nothing wrong with being home for the holidays. Shake Shack is shaking up more than just burgers. Why your wallet might be in for a serious workout. Next.
As we wrap things up, here's a look at a few of the headlines we're following today. Lawmakers have less than 12 hours to reach an agreement to avoid a government shutdown. And this could have impacts here in North Carolina, from funding for the military to local government workers. We are taking a closer look at what this could mean in our area during our evening news. That's starting at 4. And a lawsuit filed today claims 3 of the nation's largest banks failed to protect customers from fraud. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's lawsuit centers on the Zelle app. It claims the company behind Zelle rushed it into use, knowing there were not enough customer safeguards. The lawsuit says Americans have lost more than $870 million. It also claims Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, and Wells Fargo failed to properly investigate complaints. And if your holiday plans include flying somewhere, prepare to wait in line at the airport. Today is expected to be one of the busiest days for people flying to their destinations. And we captured some long lines at RDU earlier today. The airport is expecting peak numbers through the Monday after Christmas. A recent study reveals the most expensive fast food chain in America, Shake Shack, tops the list for the most complaints about being overpriced. In second place, Five Guys. The study also notes that restaurants owned by celebrities often receive complaints for being too pricey. And the cities with the most overpriced chains were Oakland, San Jose, California, and Virginia Beach. Well, tomorrow is the shortest day of the year. It's the winter solstice. Crowds will flock to Stonehenge in Britain tomorrow morning to celebrate the occasion. The winter solstice means days are about to start getting longer. It's often considered a time of renewal and rebirth. And it's that time of the year to bring out those ugly Christmas sweaters. It's National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, the day to let everyone pull out the worst in Christmas sweaters and be loud and proud about it. To add some flair, you can add embellishments like bells, tinsel, or glitter. You can also add lights, or even worse, some 1980s fashion shoulder pads. I thought those were coming back in style. Maybe not. Well, our pet of the day would love to find a home in time for the holidays. Meet 8-year-old Major. He is a delightful dog who will make you smile every time he's near you. Major is easygoing and very friendly. Look at that face. He's smart and well-mannered, with Sit already under his belt and possibly a few more. Major is house-trained and appears to be crate-trained as well. He appears to be good with other dogs and cats, and based on his temperament, he would likely do well with children as well. For more information, please visit spcawake.org. Today on WRAL News at 4, the grant Duke Health received to study how female ACL injuries happen and how they are working to prevent it. And WRAL's Codes for the Children Day of Giving is underway. You are taking a live look at our phone bank, where we are ready to take your donations. We will have live coverage throughout the day, including 2 live specials coming up just in a few minutes at 1 o'clock after this newscast and 7 o'clock tonight. So stick with us, and remember, giving a little can help a lot. And remember, you can get breaking news updates anytime with our WRAL News app. Have a great day.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.